friends, and welcome in to Lessons from Living. We are so happy that you have joined us today. I am your host, Beth Graham, and today we are going to talk for a few minutes about Marcus Aurelius and one of his quotes. So I can't wait. Let's get started. Marcus Aurelius, the wise Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher living from 121 to 180 AD, said this: "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone." That's pretty brilliant, right? I'm thinking about how, with the advent of social media, we feel compelled to comment about everything. The news media fairly begs us to be enraged about whatever the topic du jour is, or at least to take a side. Why do we have to take a side? Why can't we just be informed? Not so much in the case of the news media, and leave it at that. The fact is that if we ask ourselves in an introspective way whether a topic truly matters to us, I bet for the vast majority of subjects that cross our paths, we would honestly say that we didn't care one way or the other. As unique as we are as individuals, 340 million people are simply not going to have an opinion on the majority of topics. They're simply not going to care. And yet, we allow ourselves to get whipped into a frenzy over topics that we are just kind of lukewarm about. And what is the point in that? You know, I recently had blood work done, and my cortisol readings came back nice and low. And I was excited to see that because cortisol, known as the stress hormone, can lead to all kinds of inflammation and dysregulation in the body. I think many of us are walking around in a constant state of fight or flight. And remember, psychological stress impacts your health just like physical stress does. So the next time you feel your blood pressure start to rise and you are allowing yourself to get worked up over something, remind yourself that not much is worth spiking those cortisol levels. You always own the option of having no opinion. I love the agency implied in that we have the power and responsibility to decide what earns an opinion from us. With a bit of introspection, we should be able to discern whether a subject is truly compelling to our individual soul, or whether we're just jumping on some kind of inane bandwagon so that we can be lauded for having an opinion. If someone takes offense because you refuse to declare an opinion, don't worry about it. In my opinion, some people have entirely too much time on their hands. You get to decide what is important to you. And there's nothing wrong with that being a short list. I'd much rather see someone have legitimate passion around a limited number of subjects than ongoing outrage on a broad swath of subjects. I'm just not buying the constant drama, people. But you know, outrage can be addictive, and some folks like the importance that having a strong opinion brings them. Personally, I'd rather have peace in my soul. Marcus Aurelius was pretty smart to point out the folly of troubling our souls over things we can't control. But think about this. How many things in your life today do you truly have control over? I bet that's a short list too, isn't it? Does it make sense to invest so much mental and emotional capacity into something that we have no control over? To me, that's kind of a recipe for being miserable. So, what should we focus on? Philippians 4:8 gives us a beautiful summary of the things we should place our minds and hearts on. I love it so much that it's actually on the wall of my studio, and it has served as the basis for the things we want to focus on in this podcast. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Today, may you seek out and find those things worthy of praise to feast your minds and hearts upon. And then have the courage to say, I really don't have an opinion about everything else. Go out and make it a great day.